July 7, 2025. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on the 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. This is coming off holiday weekend, the 4th of July. There was actually some trading on the 4th, but nothing really worth trading. Volume is low. Today, the volume wasn't really that high either. It looked like it was kind of moving down this big yellow down channel. Initially, it had the channel tighter, something to this effect. Then it had a breakout, pushed another breakout, and then I later increased this channel and made it kind of a two-tier channel. So initially it looked like prices stayed pretty nicely in the upper channel, broke, and at this point I wasn't really sure if this was a failed breakout or was actually part of a bigger channel. Went sideways, flushed down, bounce, kind of sold off, sideways consolidation, and then a kind of a rally, but it wasn't really that big a rally. There was no economic data that came out in the news, except I think there was some announcements from the Trump administration about tariffs, how he's going to delay some, and some deals were made or something, but it really didn't really result in too many setups. There were a couple of almost trades that I marked here, but I couldn't be super sure. And then just some things I noticed, which were these black arrows. I took a total of 2 trades. One was a loser, and then one was a winner. And I go into the trades right now. So continuing from Friday, which is the 4th of July, there was some trading. It gapped up. Looked like there was one leg pull back, a second leg, just kind of a noisy sideways consolidation, a rally in the pre-market, break, test the high. So it looks like it made 2 legs up. This is the pre-market high that I established. Then the market opened. No real setups here. Prices started kind of moving sideways. Looked like it was one leg down, one push up, a second leg down. Then it made one new low. First entry short, second entry short, second entry short. This is a small candle. It's only 6 ticks, but I wasn't really sure what was happening here because it is early in the day. This is only about 8 minutes after the market opened. It is with the EMA moving sideways, so I couldn't really tell what was going to happen. Then I actually take my first trade here. So actually what I saw was, I'm seeing a new low. I saw a first entry short, pull back, second entry short, so second entry short here. Here, the second entry short fails, pushes up. I don't have this drawn as a trading range yet, so it's not established as a trading range. Then it kind of creates a higher low, or what I think was a higher low. So when it actually opened, it moved down and then pushed up. Didn't actually move down this far, but it broke above this guy, and I anticipated a higher low confirmation of this failed second entry short. Technically, the failure occurred here. Entered one tick above. It fails to break above this resistance area, and it flushes down and stops me out. I kept my stop really tight, one tick below here. Technically, I should have probably kept it below the swing low. If I was really confident in the trade, I probably should have kept it way down here. But as you're going to see, if I did that, like way down here, that's a big risk. If I kept it below here, I likely would have gotten stopped out anyways. So what happened was it was ended up being a losing trade. And I look back in hindsight and how I could have done better. So looking at this, it looks like it's maybe part of this one. Let me kind of do this. It looks like it's part of one leg up. So it is a break. Maybe it's already a test of the high. But whether this is a break and test of the high, I should have kept in mind that there is some kind of resistance here. I didn't draw this as a trading range yet, but there is some kind of, well, maybe not here, but one attempt, two attempt, failed to break out here. Here, I should have waited for this candle to close before jumping in. And I anticipated the move early, which is a little risky because if this leg was in play, there's already a break and technically 2 attempts to test the high. So I should have been a little more cautious here. Fortunately, I took a loss and I just had to kind of sit again. Starts bouncing. That's why I turned this into a trading range. And I saw is maybe one leg, 2 attempts up, push back down. So this looks like one leg up, pull back, a second leg up. It makes it past the measured move. Here I drew this as a potential resistance area. So I was thinking maybe this is part of a bigger range with this is the top of the range and this might be the bottom. Creates a new high. It's a first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Second entry long, I also notice is a new swing low here. First entry short, pullback, second entry short. I actually like this setup. So I actually got a trade ready, but I wanted to see that this might be a failed breakout with a move back into this blue range. And it just pushed below the EMA, but in the way I've drawn my range here, it's just outside or maybe slightly just going into the trading range if you drew it something like that, but I was playing it off of here. So I want to see what the next candle does, knowing that, I was early here. So now it's a clear first entry short pullback, second entry short, clear first entry long pullback, second entry long failure. I like this signal bar closing at this low, and I felt that there was enough momentum to push prices back down. So I entered one tick below, got the quick 2-point scalp in this case. I was holding my runner. So after I got my fill here and exit here, I moved my runner, which is actually way up here, down to one tick above the previous. So now it's sitting above this guy. Now it's sitting above this guy, and then I get stopped out. So I was able to at least get a quick 2-point scalp and a decent runner. So now it looks like it's a failed breakout, might be moving back into this trading range, and this range could potentially be up here. So I kept it here on purpose just for my own journaling, just to know that at the time I was thinking this is the range, and now at this time of day, I'm thinking the range could actually be with the high here. So it creates a new low, break of this orange down channel. It could test the low again. First attempt down. Could this be a second attempt down? It could be a second attempt down, but I don't like the follow through. This wasn't a good signal bar, so I wasn't thinking second entry short yet. Although it is a second entry short, the follow through trigger bar isn't very good. And then seeing this follow through here, it's just too neutral. I'm not thinking of going long or short now. Pushes down, pushes through, first entry short. Technically, I have a second entry short here, but when I see this in real time, I'm not thinking of going short yet. Then you do have a confirmed second entry short. I'm looking for potential lower high below the EMA. First entry short, second entry short. I need the candle to be down here, touch the EMA and reject down. Almost does it here, but doesn't quite. And now it's too far. If it creates a lower high, I'm not interested because it could be hitting, I could be selling into this potential support area. Bounces, break of this orange down channel. I'm expecting a test of this low. The first entry short. Here it creates a second entry short. I call this an almost setup because here I was thinking this could create a second entry short because of push down, 2 attempts up. It still needs to test the extreme here. I don't like that I'm potentially hitting a support area here. So when it follows through and confirms the second entry short, this isn't a good follow through trigger bar, and I'm too low, too close to this support. So there's really no room to scalp out confidently. And if you did try to take this trade, it looks like this candle would have stopped you out and then would have gone in the direction you wanted. So this is kind of a tricky trap area. Breaks out below the support area. Keep in mind, this was actually, this is what I was playing at the time. I'm thinking I'm in this range or in this channel. So it pushes down. I drew this lightly colored transparent red channel because at this point, that's where I kind of decided, and there might be some kind of sub channel, but I didn't have confidence in it, so I never colored it in. Creates a new low. It's a first entry short pullback. Technically, your second entry short's made here, but I'm not thinking of going short when I see this. Then you have a confirmation. I'm not thinking of a failed second entry short either because clearly the bias is starting to trend downwards. It could be moving back into this pre-market range, but it just looks very sideways, very shallow for a downward channel. So I'm just kind of waiting, looking for a better setup. Pushes up, creates technically a new low, first entry short pullback, second entry short. You technically could have a lower high, but you'd have to trust the strength of this red downtrend line that I've drawn. And I don't quite trust it well enough yet, but it does engulf this guy. And there is enough for a quick 1-point scalp, but it is getting close to this potential trading range support area. In this case, it would have worked. And if you were trying to go for 2 points, you'd have to sit through this mess until about right here. Probably right here, you would have gotten out. So seeing this moving side by side, seeing this play out in real time, I wasn't really ready and feeling too bad about potentially missing a trade. It is riding right on the support side of this trading range. And it finally breaks through and breaks down. So I'm thinking maybe this might be a valid channel, but I didn't color it in yet because it really has one confirmation at the bottom, decent confirmations at the top. So I'm looking more likely if there's a short possibility. But at the time, I just kept it transparent. Here's a new low. First entry short, pull back. Technically, you have a second entry short here, but it's an inside bar. When I see this, I'm a little more cautious. Going to confirm second entry short. I'm looking for a higher, lower high now. and you don't really get a lower high. It just kind of keeps drifting down. You could say this is a lower high, but it's not really related to the setup anymore. It's just gone too far. Prices then continue moving. It's a new low. It's a first entry short pullback. Technically, you have a second entry short here, but I also saw this is more likely as just one leg up. Break of the screen has tested the high. Maybe it's coming back down. So I only saw it as a visual first entry short. Creates a new high. So it's technically first entry short, inside bar signal bar, second entry short. But by the time you have a confirmed second entry short visual, first entry, second entry, is too late because I waited for this to close. Closed. I'm looking actually for a follow through candle to be similar to this, like a small, very bearish hammer, or a lower high below the EMA. And you don't get that. It just kind of sits, and this guy's inside to this guy, so I'm just kind of sitting on my hands. It feels very congested, super congested now because this one is actually encapsulating these candles, except for maybe this guy. I did see a visual first entry short, second entry short. This could potentially be a lower high as I marked it, but by the time this one opens and flushes down, you got to confirm lower high. It felt too late in the trade. You could argue that this top of this yellow down channel has confirmation 1, 2, 3, technically maybe a fourth touch, but I wasn't that confident in it, especially seeing when I see this in real time. The previous candles were just congested, so who's to say this next candle couldn't be another green one? You don't know there's going to be this big flush red one. Now it feels too late for this trade. Pushes down. It looks like it's breaking out of this yellow down channel. I'm expecting potentially a recovery relief push back into this yellow. It's moving down. It's moving pretty far away from it now. Looks like it's reversing back up. I don't know if there's some kind of news item that came out, but it was a new low here. First entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short here, but when you see this in real time, you're not really thinking short just yet because it's not a really good signal bar. You got to confirm second entry short, but now it's like there's really no setup. The best you can hope for is a lower high below the EMA to test the low of this orange break coming down. But I was keeping in mind that this could be one leg up, 2 attempts, and the second attempt for another leg of this green could be showing up in the soon to be revealed candles and push back into the potential downward yellow trend channel. But it doesn't do that. So it's a new high, first entry long. Technically, you have a second entry long here. I don't like the way this one's closed. It's too neutral. Flushes up. You might have a higher low here, so it's actually a visual first entry. Pull back, second entry, higher low, but again, I don't like the way this one closed. It kind of pushes back up. It's a little noisy here. I don't have this blue channel established as a trading range yet, so you can ignore this blue one right now. The new high, it's a first entry long, pull back, get a second entry long. Second entry long looks like it's about to fail. It fit nicely in this orange down channel. The problem was it also could be 2 legs. One leg, pull back, second leg. So I was keeping in mind the measured move could have been made. So even though this is a potential failed second entry long setup, it could want to move back in and test the highs of this red up channel, or it just wants to come up and test the highs of this downward yellow channel. So I wasn't really sure. I just marked it, wasn't sure, curious to see what's going to happen. I'm thinking more likely it might come back down, but I wasn't sure. So it flushes down, pushes, break of this yellow, break of this orange down channel, test the low, kind of hits this consolidation area. I was playing with what I thought was kind of a loose trading range because it's just noisy. New low, first entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short here, but seeing this first entry, second entry, it's a good signal bar. It's a rejection off the EMA. Break of this orange might need to test the low, but it could have been this break has tested the low. So it looks like it'd be one leg up, pullback, could create a second leg up, or it's a second entry short, but you don't really have any room before you hit this, what seems to be a support area. So that left me a little confused. And when I'm confused, it's better just to, well, sit, watch it play out, and just kind of take some, I guess, take some knowledge away from that. Pushes up. So this would have been a trap. It would have been a first entry short, second entry short, got filled, traps anybody going short, stops them out right here, and then it goes in the direction that you thought it was going to go. And if you were trying to go for more than just like 2 ticks, then this would have stopped you out if you didn't get stopped out here. Starts pushing up, hits this, so I'm very curious now. It's a new low, localized new low. I mean, it's like first entry short, second entry short, third entry, but I saw this as a new swing low. First entry short, pullback, second entry short. Wasn't a good signal bar to think about going short. Trigger bar is pretty good. I want a lower high. I like that it's rejecting off this yellow down channel. Resistance. It's pushing down. I'm looking for a lower high. Pushes, now it's well below the EMA. Ideally, come up, touch this EMA, and then reject down. But when I see this flush up above the EMA again, I'm not thinking of going short anymore. Pushes up and through. So it looks like it's one leg pullback, second leg. You technically have a new low here. It's a first entry short pullback. You have a hidden second entry short here, but it feels a little congested. I don't like that it's still above the EMA. I'm just not that keen on it. In this case, it would have worked. Break of this orange down channel, comes back and testing the low. So it's a new high. Technically, you have a first entry long, but I saw it as a visual first entry, pullback, second entry. This visual second entry just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not that excited about it. You could say there's a higher low here, but the follow through isn't that great. I also saw this as a potential new low, first entry short, second entry short. I was thinking about this. I saw it in real time, but I can't justify taking or calling it a real setup because it is a break of this orange, tested the low, downward momentum has kind of played out. Break, test low, one attempt down, second attempt down. It's hard to believe it's going to test again to go back down to here. In this case, it does, but it reverses very quickly. And then it kind of goes sideways, so I thought I was in a range here. Just noisy. I'm not a big fan of this because the new low, first entry short, second entry short. Second entry short technically is failed right here, but it's coming into the EMA, potentially at the high of the range. It's just ambiguous to me. Pushes up and out, kind of almost touches the top, comes flushing back down. Break of this orange down channel, test the low, and keeps going. At this point, I try to make this fit, and it looked like it fit pretty well if I had it here. So it looks like it's a 2-tier channel where it was obeying the upper tier and then this lower tier. So there's no real breakout because it failed to push back up. So I'm thinking maybe this is the actual downward trend channel we're playing with. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. New low, first entry short, second entry short, it's back signal bar to go short, starts reversing back up. EMA looks like it's acting as resistance, pushes down. So now you technically have kind of a triple test area. It's actually a little higher, about right here. Plus 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Pushes up, pushes out. Looks like it's going up this green up channel. New low here. It's a first entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short here. Second entry short is confirmed, but it also has failed now. But this also looks like it's just one big leg up. So I'm not really looking to go short yet, but I'm not also looking for a failed second entry short because it doesn't, the context just doesn't add up right now. Pushes up, hits this top of this yellow down channel resistance. So I'm watching carefully to see if there's going to be another push down. Breaks out, goes up, tests the high, starts moving down, say no real first entry. You have a first entry long here, but technically it already broke the orange, tested the low. Maybe it's reversing. I'm not 100% sure. You technically have a first entry long, pullback. Could be a second entry long here, but the follow through, I don't like that this candle is inside this one, and this guy is also inside this guy. So these two follow-up candles didn't break out of the highs and lows of this guy. So that just makes me a little more cautious. There's a little bit of a tug of war going on here. Kind of bounces. Looks like it's in another trading range here. It's just getting choppy and messy. It pushes up and out. Now at this point, I'm not really certain that it's really going to test the lows here. It looks like it's just moving sideways in a noisy fashion. It looks like it's one leg up, push down, sideways consolidation. I'm thinking actually it might make another leg up, but it's also late in the day. But given if I saw this in real time during the regular trading hours, that's my expectation of what prices are going to do or where they're going to go. So I'm just watching here. It's technically new low, first entry short. Technically you have a second entry short here, but it's above the EMA. It might be too far for a failed breakout, so I'm not that keen on it. Plus, it's too late in the day to try to even take any trades, but I'm just watching to see if my idea of what the prices are doing actually plays out. It just gets too noisy, too congested here. Then it kind of pushes up and into the close. So it was a rather choppy day. The volume wasn't that high. The first trade that I took definitely wasn't the best setup. I thought about it a little more carefully. Although I didn't have this trading range drawn, I should have kept in mind that it tried 2 times to break above and it didn't. And then seeing, even though that this is a nice signal bar, there really wasn't that much room to scalp out. The second trade I actually liked a little bit better because there might be a triple test here, because actually one touch, two touches, a third touch, maybe a fourth touch if you counted this as separate, but I actually like this as one grouping and this one. It was a good flush down. I like that I waited for this candle to close and then I entered. So I was also able to get a runner. So overall, it was, I guess, kind of a slow day, which is what's been happening lately because it's the summertime. Coming off a holiday weekend, one loss, one win. I'll take it. I mean, I'm still a little down, but it's okay. Just at least got to see what was happening today. So hopefully that was helpful.